Sir, if you could put your left hand on the Bible, raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Can you state your full name for the record and spell your last name, please?
Nicholas Catalona, Cattelona.
All right, great. Thank you.
Thanks.
Prosecutor.
Thank you, Judge. Lieutenant, can you tell us where you work?
Monmouth County Prosecutor's Office?
Okay. And approximately how long have you worked for the Monmouth County Prosecutor's Office?
Approaching 14 years now.
Okay. Did you have any law enforcement experience prior to joining the Prosecutor's Office?
Yes, I did.
And where was that?
Long Branch Police Department?
Okay. What year were you hired at the Long Branch Police Department?
I was a regular police officer in 2001. Before that, I did a couple years as a special law enforcement officer.
Approximately how many years total do you have in law enforcement at this time?
28.
Now, what capacity did you work, or when you left the Long Branch Police Department, what capacity were you working?
When I left the police department there in Long Branch, I was a detective in forensics.
Okay. Now, what year did you come to the Prosecutor's Office?
2012.
Okay. In 2012, did you have an initial assignment?
Yes, I did.
Where was that?
The crime scene unit.
Okay. Have you continuously worked in the crime scene unit since then?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Can you tell us a little bit about your duties as a crime scene detective?
Sure. As a crime scene detective at the Monmouth County Prosecutor's Office, we're charged with strictly dealing with physical evidence. So physical evidence is any tangible item of evidence that helps either prove or disprove any point in contention. So the evidence that we typically handle is like weapons, biological evidence, hair, fiber, things of that nature. But also part of that is how to actually process a crime scene. So we're tasked with identifying, collecting, documenting, preserving any item of evidence that we identify. So that's a gist of what we do.
Now, as part of your duties as a crime scene detective, were you asked to respond to a location in Ocean Township on November 20th, 2018?
Yes.
Where was that?
27 Tilton Drive?
Okay, and did you respond there?
I did.
Do you recall approximately what time you got there?
Say 8:06 in the morning?
Okay. Now, can you just tell us briefly about the environmental conditions upon your arrival?
Sure. I recorded the ambient air temperature at about 43 degrees Fahrenheit. The cloud was cloudy. The ground was damp. There were brief periods of very light rain throughout my time at 27 Tilton Drive.
Okay. Now, upon arrival, did you speak to any other, police officers or fire officials? I don't want to know what was said, but did you speak to other law enforcement?
I did, yes.
Now, what was the purpose of that?
It's just to get a general idea of the information that they obtained at the time. So basically, basic call information, what type of call they were investigating, because it was a residential fire. Was the fire still active? Things of that nature.
Okay. And moving forward just a little bit for one brief minute, did you document your actions as part of this investigation in any police reports?
I did.
Okay. Was it one report or was it more than one?
Multiple reports, but my initial report covers this.
Your initial report, I'm sorry?
Covers this, my actions here at 27 Tilton.
Just going to show you what's been marked as S-129. Just going to show you that. Ask you if you recognize what that is.
I do.
What is it?
It's my technical report.
Okay. And does that summarize the majority of your crime scene responsibilities at 27 Tilton
Yeah.
in Ocean Township?
It does.
Now, you have it there. I would just ask that if any point you need to refer to it for any purpose, you would just let us know, okay?
Yes, sir.
Now, could you just generally describe 27 Tilton as you found it on November 20th, 2018?
Sure. It was a two-story residential structure. It was located on the east side of Tilton Drive, just south of a bend in the roadway that bends west to Green Grove Road. It was actually situated slightly north of a T-intersection of Walmart Terrace. It was facing west. The front door was facing west. It was tan siding. Had an attached two-car garage to the north side. Had an in-ground pool also on the property.
Okay. Did you note any scene security type measures upon your arrival?
Yes.
What was that?
It consisted of crime scene barrier tape. It's just the yellow tape that's marked around the front. And then there were marked Ocean Township police cars throughout the scene. and uniformed police officers.
Were there any fire-issued vehicles there?
Yes, there were.
Okay. Now, would it be helpful to you to utilize photographs that you took in order to explain some of your initial actions at 27 Tilton in Ocean Township?
Yes, it would.
Just before we start there, I'm just going to show you what's been marked previously as S1 identification. And specifically, I'm going to go to subsection A, which indicates 27 Tilton Drive, Ocean Township scene. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Can you just take a quick look through those photos? Try not to rip pages off. Now, do you recognize these photographs?
Yes, I do.
How do you recognize them?
Those were photographs that I took at 27 Tilton.
Okay. Are they all your photographs?
They are.
Okay. Now, I just want to start by showing you S1A slide 3. You could, I'm sorry. Sorry. Now, do you recognize this?
Yes, I do.
What is it?
It's a photograph of the front of 27 Tilton.
Okay. Does that look substantially similar to the way you found it upon arrival?
Yes.
Okay. Now, slide 4, please. Recognize that?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Can you tell us what's depicted in there?
So this photo is a photograph of the driveway from where I'm standing in the roadway, where it meets the roadway, and facing east up the driveway. In it, you'll see 3 vehicles.
To be clear, upon or shortly after your arrival at 27 Tilton, did you do a full walk around of this scene?
Yeah, so typically, when I arrive at scenes, right after I observe the environmental conditions and do my what we call the field briefing, where we meet with the initial responding officers, I do a scene survey. It's a brief walkthrough. I put my gloves on, and then I just walk through the scene, make any observations, come up with a game plan of how I want to process the scene. Once that's done, then I do a series of overall photographs which capture the scene as I found it before I do any work. And that's where this picture begins to depict.
Okay, so based upon the photographs we've begun to look at, you've already walked around and done a scene survey
That's correct.
at this point in time?
Yes.
Okay. Now, can I have slide 5, please? And what does that depict?
So this is, I guess, 3/4 of the way up the driveway. Towards the house to the right of this picture would be where the 2-car garage is. To the left is trash cans. Directly in front is a row of hedges where you see a black aluminum fence. That is the fence that circles the pool. And then a little bit farther beyond that is the shed.
Can I have slide 6, please? What's that show?
And that's just slightly turned to the south. And that's just the 2-car garage. You'll see a Jeep Wrangler Sahara immediately to your right of the picture. Directly ahead is a red Porsche convertible. White Porsche convertible with a red top. And then beyond that is a Porsche Macan.
Now, as part of your scene survey and photographic documentation, do you look for things like cameras on the exterior of a home?
Yes.
And in slide 6, can you see any?
Yes.
Okay, and where, could you describe where they are?
Sure. It's on the front-facing corner, right where the downspout is for the gutter, right of the garage, I guess, with the closed garage door, slightly above it, and then to the right, right above the downspout, you'll see a white camera with a dark-colored face on it.
There's a stylus up there, Lieutenant. Can you just circle the cameras you see in that photo?
Yeah. So there's actually 2 here. One's there, and the other one is right next to it there, just on the other side of that downspout.
Do you see another camera on the opposite side of the garage?
Yes.
Can you circle that? Can we please preserve that?
I think this is 6.1. So this is S1A, slide 6.1.
She's hitting to the altar.
Okay.
That's slide 7, please. Lieutenant, what do you see here?
It's just a straight-on view, same position, directly up the driveway to the hedge.
Okay. Can I have slide 8, please? What do we see here?
So now this photograph is in front of the house on Tilton Drive, facing northeast. You'll see the Jeep in the driveway to the left. You'll see the two-car garage just past the tree. And then now slowly these series of photographs are like a series of overlapping photographs capturing the front of the house.
Next slide 9, please. What do we see here?
This is the front of the house. The front door is underneath that decorative balcony. You can see the raised masonry front porch, the door right behind it, and then that decorative balcony.
Slide 10, please. What do we see here?
Again, pretty much the same position, just turned slightly more to the southeast. You'll see in the neighbor's driveway next door two fire department vehicles. I believe that second one's a fire department vehicle. And that's just, another overlapping series of photographs.
Okay, slide 12, please. What do we see here?
So this is at the southwest corner of the property, right by those fire department vehicles I just spoke about, facing northeast.
And then slide 13, please. What do you see here?
So this is the south-facing side of the structure. You'll see an aluminum fence where it continues to block off, I guess, the back, the rear yard area.
And slide 14. What do we see here?
This is the rear or the east-facing side of the house. You'll see a raised deck with a staircase directly in front. It leads to two doors on the upper level. To the right of the two doors is the deck transitions to a lower level, and then there's another door there. To the left of the picture, you'll see all the fire damage.
Now, during the course of now that you're walking around to photographically document your observations, do you look for any utilities?
Yes, I do.
Okay, and what are we talking about when we say utilities?
Mainly the gas and the electric heaters on the exterior of the house.
Now, is that important because the nature of the cause of structure fire?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Can I have slide 21, please? Okay, do you recognize that photo?
Yes, I do.
What is that showing?
So that's showing the southeast corner of the house. Where the photograph is focusing on is just behind that bush is the gas meter and a basement window well where there's significant fire damage.
Okay. And slide 22, please. What do we see here?
Okay, this is the almost directly in front of that basement window well. I'm taking a photograph of the window well and the area surrounding it. You'll start to see on the left of that window piping that is that goes into the gas meter.
Okay. Slide 23, please. What do we see here?
That's the gas meter, and that's directly behind that one hedge that was in front of it.
Now, talking about, can I slide 15, please? Sorry. Now, as part of your examination of this scene, are you looking to determine entrances to the structure?
Yes,
Okay. And how many were located in the rear of the backyard?
there were three.
Okay. Can you just explain or describe those for us?
Sure. The one to the left of the picture are French doors that lead into the dining room. The one in the center behind that tall umbrella is sliding glass doors that lead into the kitchen. And then the deck again transitions down right next to the grill, where that one single door that leads into the mudroom.
Now, we have this, let's just go in order. The French doors that enter into the living room area, did you examine those?
Yes.
Okay, and how do you go about examining them? What's the purpose?
Well, the purpose of it is to determine if there's any damage to them, if the locks are intact, operational, or if there was any signs of tampering. In this particular case with this door, the locks were operational. I did not observe any sort of tampering or any damage to it other than the visible fire damage.
Now, I'm sorry.
No.
When you look at doors like that and you're looking to see if there's any damage, I think you said that you didn't observe any damage, correct?
That's correct.
Okay. Do you look for anything else observationally as far as potential points of things that you need to process?
Yeah, I would look at it for the presence of friction ridge impression of fingerprints. Usually with exterior surfaces that are unprotected like this, use a high-powered light. And what I'm looking for initially is what we call surface disruption. So usually, like I said, on the outside unprotected surfaces, a layer of dirt and debris would tend to build up. You could see if any interaction were taking place by the absence of dirt or dust with the disruption of the surface. So,
At that location, those doors there into the living room, did you locate anything of potential evidentiary value?
no, I did not.
Now, moving on to the sliding doors that go into the kitchen, did you conduct a similar visual examination there?
Yes, I did.
And did you identify anything of potential evidential value from a fingerprint perspective or the like?
No, I did not.
Okay. And then as far as that final door all the way to the right, that's just the door into what room you said?
The mudroom?
Okay.
It's the space between the kitchen and the garage.
Okay. And did you locate any, signs that there may be potential evidentiary value there?
No, I did not.
No fingerprints could be visually examined?
Again, all three doors worked as designed. The locks were operational, no signs of forced entry, no tool marks, no anything of that nature.
Did you, as for these doors, did you encounter, or did you make observations or document in any way whether or not they were locked or unlocked upon the way you found them?
Yes, I did.
Okay, and what was the status?
They were all unlocked.
Unlocked? You said?
Yes, at the time that I was there, they were all unlocked.
Now, I just want to ask you a question. So, you're not the first person at this scene, correct?
That's correct.
Was there a presence of many people before you?
Yes, there was.
Now, so everyone understands, you're documenting what?
The condition of the scene as it was when I arrived there.
Now, you mentioned previously some more utilities and specifically an electric meter, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Did you encounter an electric meter?
I did, sir.
And is it, the general area of where it was located, is it depicted in slide 15?
Generally, yes.
Okay. And where would it be, just if you could describe it?
So if you, the northeast corner of the garage area, that lower portion, the single-story portion, to the, I guess the left of that downspout of the gutter would be that general area.
Okay. Now I'm going to show S1A slide 16, please. Do you recognize that?
Yes, I do.
What's that photo show?
That is the electric meter.
Is that the way that you encountered it, obviously?
Yes.
Can I have slide 17, please? You recognize what that is?
Yes, I do.
What does that show?
That is the electric meter without the actual meter being present.
Okay. Did you receive any information upon arrival regarding whether the power had been shut off at the scene?
Yes.
And was it?
Yes, it was.
Okay. And is that a normal occurrence based upon your experience at a fire scene?
Yes, it normally occurs at residential fires where the gas and the electric company are automatically dispatched also with the fire department.
And when we talked about the gas earlier, was it the same situation?
Yes.
Okay. We shut off.
Shut off.
Now, can I have slide 18, please? What's that show?
So that's a tamper-proof tag that the electric company installs whenever they access the meter. They'll cut it off. They'll do whatever they need to do. They'll close the meter box again and then replace it with a new tag with the serial number.
Okay. So just to be clear, was the meter itself present at the scene that morning?
No, it was not.
Slide 16 again. Just for purposes of continuing and completing your photographic documentation, where does that area there lead?
So that is a gate that leads between, that allows access between the driveway and the rear yard.
Okay. Can I have slide 24? What does that show?
So that's a photograph of the same area on the other side. This is the driveway now facing south through that gate. You'll see the two levels of the deck that I was mentioning earlier. Right down below, you'll see the number 1. This particular photograph was taken after I collected that item, the gas can that we saw. So that's why that's there, and it's not in this picture. And then to the right, you'll see that open garage door.
Now, I want to belabor it because I think we've seen the vehicles, but did you take note of and did you document photographically and ultimately in the police report your identifications of vehicles that were present in the driveway?
Yes, I did.
Okay, and you talked about it a little bit earlier. Now, you talked about the gas can, correct?
Yes.
When you got to the scene November 20th, 2018, and you were briefed by other officers, had you been advised of the presence of that gas can?
Yes.
Okay. Was that, based upon what you were told and what you saw, was it any significance to your investigation?
Yes, it was.
I'm just going to show you slide 30, if I can. Do you recognize that photo?
Yes, I do.
And what do we see here?
So you'll see the white Porsche 911 convertible in the foreground. Behind that is the Porsche Macan. Directly in front of where the gate is, you'll see a red gas can, and you'll see the open gate to the backyard.
You know, as far as timing goes, you talked about previously that yellow tent marker with the number 1.
Yes.
Now, what are those used for?
Those are used in crime scene processing to indicate like a visual orientation. They don't signify any sort of sequence of events or any particular order. They're just help draw your attention to something in the picture that we want you to look at.
With the exception of that photo we looked at with the 10 marker, is it fair to say that these photographs we've looked at so far were taken before any evidence was physically seized or taken?
With the exception of that previous photo, yes, that's correct.
Now, just so we understand, you identify a piece of evidence, and when you ultimately make a decision to take it, how do you go about taking it?
So I mentioned earlier about my overall photographs. When I'm done completing my overall photographs, then I'll go through and start focusing in on items that I want to collect or certain areas. Then I take a series of mid-range and then ultimately close-up photographs of it. And those photographs are just like they said, a little bit closer and then ultimately up close individual item that I'm collecting. And then from that point, it's the physical process of taking that item and then securing it.
Now, did you physically examine that area that's depicted in slide 30 around the garage door?
Yes.
Now, did you identify areas of damage in that area?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And can I have slide 27, please? Can you talk about what you see in photograph 27?
Sure. At the threshold of the garage, where the garage meets the driveway, you'll see like white powder. That is consistent with a chemical fire extinguisher powder. Just to the left of that, you'll see like a black mass on the ground that turned out later to be a burnt glove, a black nitrile glove. You also see fire debris up the siding and the track, ground level.
Now, you said that the black mass ultimately turned out to be a black nitrile glove. Can you tell us how you ultimately discovered that?
Sure. I inspected it. I didn't understand what this melted mass was, so I moved it, and then once I turned it over, I saw what appeared to be a glove.
Okay. Can I have slide 28? Do you recognize that?
Yes.
What does that show?
So this is that same photograph of the garage. I had manually lowered the garage so I can document the damage to the exterior of the garage and the threshold, the bottom side. And then you'll see in the center of the picture is that black mass I was referring to earlier.
Okay. Can I have slide 30? I'm sorry. Wrong one, slide 29, sorry about that. What do we see here, Lieutenant?
So that's the weather stripping at the bottom of the garage door. And then the far left corner of that, unfortunately not the greatest picture, but you will see some charring.
Now, in that specific garage door area, did you notice any damage that spread away from the garage door area?
Yes,
Did you document it?
I did.
Can you have slide 31, please? What do we see here?
So that's the front of the Porsche Macan that was parked directly in front of the gate next to the garage.
Is there anything visible in front of the vehicle on the asphalt?
Yes.
Can you point that out?
Sure.
Yeah, if you could do it with the stylus, that'd be great.
Yeah, so just below, I guess, the driver's side fender area is this area directly on the blacktop.
Can I preserve that, please?
That's 1A, slide 31.1.
Slide 32. And do you recognize what's depicted in slide 32?
Yes.
What is that?
So they appear to be like burn marks on the hood of the Porsche, along with some other scratches.
Now, based upon conversations with other officers, were you ultimately directed towards that shed that you earlier referenced?
Yes.
And what were you going there to look for?
So I went to go look initially for footwear impression.
Okay, why was that?
Officers had observed one on a slate tile directly in front of the north side of the shed. They had covered it with a white plastic bin to protect it. So I went over there to document that.
Next slide 34, please. Do you recognize that area?
Yes.
Okay, now, you talked about the shed earlier, correct?
Yes.
And what we could see in the earlier photo was the front side or the back side?
I would call it the front side since it's facing the pool area, so I would call it the front, and then this side, I called it the rear or the back.
Okay, so to be clear, slide 34, as you discussed, you're going to call that the rear of the shed.
Yes.
And that's because the front side faces the pool,
Yes.
so that would be the front, and it's got a little nicer door structure?
Yes.
Okay. So now, though, on slide 34, we're looking at the rear.
Yes.
Okay. And there's a white object in that photograph, correct?
That's correct.
And what does that represent?
That would be the bucket that was put over to protect the footwear impression.
Did you ultimately inspect that, what that's covering?
Yes.
And what, if anything, did you find?
I found nothing there.
So, you were told there was a footprint there, correct?
That's correct.
Okay, and ultimately you wound up going over there, lifting the bucket and not seeing it, correct?
That's correct.
Did you take photos ultimately of like what was underneath that bucket?
Yes, I did.
Now, did you that's what you were told about, correct?
That's correct.
Now, did you continue to do any inspection of that shed area on your own?
Yes, I did.
Okay, can you tell us what, if anything, you located and where you went?
In relation to this photograph, up that ramp, just to the left of the door on that ramp, there I found another footwear impression. So I photographed that.
Okay, had anyone pointed that one out to you?
No.
You located that?
Yes, sir.
Now, can I have slide 35? Do you recognize that photo?
Yes, I do.
What's the photo of?
It's the footwear impression that I observed, and then in the bottom right-hand corner is the scale. For reproduction purposes, if I had to reproduce this photograph on a 1-to-1 scale, that'll help me be able to do that.
Was something done with that at a later date, or did anyone else look at that?
Yes.
Were you able to determine any identifying features of that footprint at any time?
No.
you talk about other observations in the shed, other than the footprint?
Sure. I opened up the rear door of the shed, and I saw what appeared to be a visible or patent fingerprint.
And just to be clear, can I have slide 34? Is that the entrance to the shed that you're discussing now?
Yes.
I have slide 36. What do we see there, Lieutenant?
So that is what I perceive to be a fingerprint or handprint. Really, I observed like 3 looked like finger marks. So I scaled it and photographed it, and then I visually examined it for potentially preserving it.
When did you do that?
Right there.
Okay. Did you do anything with it later?
While I was on scene, after I did this, I examined it there, and I was unable to observe any identifiable friction ridge characteristics. So those are characteristics in fingerprints that allow me to compare it with other or known fingerprints for identification purposes.
Can I have slide 37, please? What's that photo show?
So that's just on the inside of that rear door. Floor level, there are 3 gas cans.
Okay. Now, at some point later in your investigation, did you find any other gas cans in that shed?
Yes.
Okay. Where were they in relation to these ones?
On the opposite side, the front side, there were 2 larger ones.
Now, the ones that we see in slide 37, are they all the same size? Are they different? Are they the same brand, or are they different? How is the context of that?
They all appeared to be different sizes and different brands.
Different shapes?
Different shapes.
Now, there is an area that there's an opening there, right?
That's correct.
And did you make any visual observations of that opening
I
in
did.
relation to other evidence?
Yes, I did.
And what was that?
That space was approximately the same size, width-wise, as the gas can I found in the driveway.
Now, after your photographic documentation of the shed and the stuff, the footprint and the potential fingerprints, did you receive anything from Ocean Township police officers?
I did.
And what was that?
It was a QC DVR, a Fortinet switch, and assorted wires that they recovered from inside the garage.
Okay. And once you got that from the Ocean Township Police Department, what'd you do with it?
I secured it in my crime scene unit vehicle.
Okay. Was there a point in time that morning later where you turned it over to someone else?
I did.
And who was that?
That was now Captain Weisbrot.
Were you advised as to where the DVR had been at least generally recovered from?
Yes.
Where was that?
That was located inside the garage near the southeast corner.
Can I have slide 120? Do you recognize that photo?
I do.
What's the photo of?
So that's inside the 2-car garage. That's a photograph of me facing, taken of me pointing the camera southeast in the northwest corner of the garage.
Is there a camera in that photograph?
Yes, there is.
Can you circle it?
Yes, sir.
Can you preserve that, please?
It's VO 120.1.
I think, just for clarification, I think it might be 0.2. I think Captain Weisbrot might have circled the same thing. I'm sorry.
Anything?
I know he identified, but
Yes.
he did.
Just double check.
All right, so 120.2.
Now, I think we've seen the photos of the outside, kind of in their totality, correct?
Yes, sir.
At least we've seen different portions and angles of this house, correct?
Yes, sir.
Was there a point in time when you went into the interior of the home?
I did.
Okay, what was the purpose of doing that at that time?
To document the basement.
Okay, why the basement?
Evidence collection was looking to get started by the fire marshals outside near that basement window well. I wanted to document the condition of the basement, specifically near that window well on the interior side, in case anything were to fall in or any sort of anything would impact the interior.
Can you tell me, like, generally how you got to the basement?
Walked through the front door, through the foyer, made a left to the small hallway. The stairs to the basement were right there. Went downstairs.
Once you enter the basement, are you in an area that's finished or unfinished?
As soon as you get to the basement, the bottom of the stairs, you are in a finished, or partially, in this particular case, a partially finished area where there were obvious signs of construction.
The basement directionally, finished versus unfinished. Can you tell us with east versus west?
So the finished side was predominantly the west side of the house. The unfinished side was the east side. So as soon as you go down those stairs, the unfinished side, there were a pair of French doors immediately to your left. Once you go through those doors, it's unfinished. It's all household storage, things like that.
Can I have slide 85, please? You recognize that?
Yes.
What's that show?
So those are the stairs I was just referring to that go up to the first floor. To the left is the finished side, but in a state of construction.
Okay. So where I'm standing right now, I'm looking at the photo, and I'm looking at the staircase.
That's correct.
And which direction would the unfinished side be for me?
The unfinished would be on your right.
Okay. Okay. Are there doors right there?
Yes, there are.
Can I have slide 87, please? What do we see there?
So this is just a little bit farther down the finished side towards the, as we're, I guess, traveling north now through the basement. You'll see the staircase to your right, and then that's like an unfinished theater room.
Okay. And the area on the right side of the photo, is that like underneath the stairs?
That would be underneath the stairs.
Can I have slide 89, please? What's that show us?
So that's inside that room. Now I'm actually facing towards the rear yard east, and that's just the wall that was there.
Okay.
And then you'll see to the right the staircase that goes upstairs.
Okay. And then in that photo, up to the top of the photo to the left would be walking into the unfinished side?
Yes.
Slide 86, please. And what does that show?
So that is, I believe, the staircase is going to be to the immediately to my right, and then facing the front of the house, so west.
Those are a variety of photos that show the finished side of the basement.
Yes, that's correct.
Now, I want to talk about the unfinished side. Can I have slide 91? You recognize that?
Yes.
And what's that?
So that's the unfinished side of the basement. That is pretty much the center of that area, directly as soon as you come inside those doors, facing north.
Okay.
So the exterior wall would be to the right, and that would be the rear yard.
Can I have slide 91? Sorry, 105, please. What does that show?
So that's, again, right inside the doorway into the unfinished area. Directly ahead, you'll see that open window towards the top of the photo. That is the basement window well that's right next to the gas meter. Just below that, you'll see metal shelving, various household debris that's melted and burned. You'll see a dresser. You'll see fire hoses right in the center. Those were from the outside coming in.
Okay. So just outside of that little window in 105, is that an area of interest for you on the exterior of the home?
Yes.
And the gas meter would be out the window to the right?
Yes, sir.
Now, do you do anything forensically, or do you seize anything in the basement?
At this point, no. It's just photographic documentation.
Did you seize anything upstairs on the first or second floor?
Not at this time, no.
Was there a point in time when you went outside the residence again?
Yes.
Okay. And what was the purpose of doing that at that time?
To collect items of evidence on the exterior.
Now, was there somewhere in particular that you started?
Yes.
Okay. Can I have slide 25? And what are we looking at there?
That would be the gas can.
Okay, now, when you're going outside potentially to collect this gas can, is that when you put the evidence marker down?
Yes.
And the number 1, does that have any, what does that mean?
Just for visual orientation purposes, it doesn't indicate anything other than this is the first item I'm collecting.
And when you collected that item, did you make any specific observations about it?
Yes.
Okay, what did you observe?
I observed that it was partially full, and that the tip of the nozzle was partially melted.
Okay. Did you ultimately collect it?
Yes, I did.
And how do you go about collecting items of evidence like this?
So after I'm done with my photographic documentation, then I would make sure I have clean gloves on, and then find an appropriate container size-wise that would handle this. So it would be an unused paper evidence bag, and then I would pick the item up, place it in the bag, and then seal it for transportation and mark it.
Okay. Just going to approach and show you what the mark is. S155. You recognize that?
I do.
What is that? And how do you know?
So it's got my handwriting on it. It's got my case number, my evidence number, and a tag that was ultimately placed on it after it was entered into our evidence management system.
And do you describe the nature of this gas can?
There's a description of the evidence that's inside the bag.
And did you document the size of it?
I did.
And what was the size of it?
So initially, when I first collected it, I thought it was a 2-gallon can. Once I brought it back to our office and was able to inspect it a little better, I determined it was a 1.25-gallon can or a 5-liter gas can with a burnt nozzle and containing 48 ounces of liquid is how I ultimately described it.
Now, just to be clear, is this full of gasoline right now?
No, it's not.
Okay, how come?
After I measured it, how much gasoline was in it, I reserved about 2 ounces for testing purposes, and the rest of it I discarded.
Could I ask you, I'm assuming you want to put on gloves, but could I ask you to open the bag?
Sure.
I would just ask you to briefly take out the gas can. Can you just point out and describe the damage that you identified to the gas can?
It's going to be at the tip of the nozzle right here.
And as we are here today in court, is it fair to say that there is evidence of burning on the tip of the gas can?
Yes.
Okay. You could
Put it back.
Now, can I have slide, I'm sorry, S1A, slide 89. Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you. Now, you talked, we were just talking about the gas can, we were talking about that area of potential fire damage on the garage area. Did you also utilize, or did you also visually inspect or do anything with respect to the area near the basement well window and the gas meter?
Outside of photographic documentation, I just assisted the fire marshals in collecting their evidence.
Can I have slide 41, please? Just so we understand, what's depicted in that photograph?
So there's going to be 4 areas of evidence that we collected. So 2, 3, 4, and 5 would be soil samples. One of them is an actual soil sample that we want to be tested. Another one would be a control sample. So 2 would be a soil sample near the gas meter. 3 would be the control for that. 4 would be a soil sample within that basement window well, and 5 would be a control sample for that.
Okay. And those soil samples, were they preserved by anyone?
Yes,
Who were they preserved by?
by me.
How did you do that?
Each sample was secured individually in an unused paint can and then sealed and marked.
Now, going back to the area of the garage where you found the gas can with the burnt nozzle, can I have slide 43? I think we've looked at this general area previously, correct?
That's correct.
Is there something different about this photograph?
Yes.
What's that?
So that's the burnt nitrile glove that I collected that was in front of the garage. It was that black mass before when I said I flipped it over to see what it was. That's what that depicts.
Okay. Can I have slide 42?
It was moved from its original location to photograph it.
Okay. What's depicted in slide 42?
That's it turned over. It's a shot of the photograph of the glove facing straight down.
And is at this point in time and in this orientation of that item that you determined to appear to be a black nitrile glove?
Yes.
Show you what's been marked as S156 for identification. I'm going to show you what's marked as S156 for identification. Do you recognize that?
Yes.
And how do you recognize it?
I recognize it. It's got my case number on it, my handwriting's on it, my evidence identification number. Read all?
You don't have to read it all. I mean, ultimately, what is that?
That is the burnt nitrile glove. Okay. Evidence marker number 6 is how I described it.
Okay. And that what was depicted in that last photograph that we were looking at?
Yes.
The last series of photographs?
Yes.
Okay. And is your evidence markings on there?
Yes, along with the markings from the state police.
Okay. How do you know they're markings from the state police?
It's got their lab number from when I submitted it is written on it.
Okay. So this is something ultimately that you said was submitted to the New Jersey State Police
Yes.
Forensic Laboratory?
Yes, sir. Could I make a comment about the way that's packaged?
Yes,
for trial,
that's a good point.
For trial presentation purposes?
Was this the way it was initially packaged?
All the contents of these individually wrapped plastic bags were. So this nitrile glove was placed in this paper bag. When it was sent back or sent to the lab, it was returned with the lab markings on it. But in preparation of trial, because it's got a lot of debris and obviously falling apart, so we could handle it and be able to just show it to the jury here, I packaged it in this clear plastic so everybody can see it without it getting all over the place.
Now, is that the only item that was packaged in a somewhat similar manner?
No.
Okay, and again, just for purposes of the jury to be able to see it?
Yes.
Now, the area we were just talking about, near the garage and where that glove was found, was any control samples taken from there?
Yes, there were.
Next slide 44. All right. You recognize that?
Yes, sir, I do.
What does that show?
So item number 7 depicts the area of debris that I collected where the fire took place. In that corner, I guess that's the northeast corner of the garage threshold there.
Okay. Can I have slide 45, please? What does that show?
And that's going to be the area that I collected inside the garage underneath that blue tile would be the area where I collected debris as a control sample.
Just to be clear, I mean, it may be obvious, but just the sample versus the control, they're taken on different areas. And why is that?
So in this particular case, item number 7 is the area where the fire was suspected to have occurred. Item number 8 is an area where we know fire did not occur. So we can control, we can take, when we test both samples, we could see what if there's anything maybe natural that would indicate anything. So it's just an area where the lab can have unaffected sample.
And was there a point in time after you collected the glove, the gas can, and the samples that we've just discussed, where you were tasked with documentation of the Porsche Macan?
Yes, sir.
And where did that actually happen?
That happened right where it was parked at.
Okay. And why was that done?
Just for documentation purposes of the damage to the car. I wanted to ensure that the only damage done to that car was just to the exterior hood and that it didn't penetrate the interior engine compartment or any other parts of the car.
Now, just briefly, can I have slide 47, please? What are we looking at here?
That would be the driver's side rear passenger compartment of the car, of the Macan. That's outside looking in with the door open.
And slide 46, please. What do you see there?
That would be the driver's side, actually the driver's seat of the Macan in the driveway. Same thing, door open so you can see visibly inside the car.
Slide 48, please. What does that show?
That's the real cargo area of the Macan.
And slide
Closed.
I'm sorry, slide 49. What's that?
And that's under, with the rear cargo area open, there's like a decking. That's with the decking lifted up just to see that there wasn't anything there.
And can I just-
Damage there, I should say.
I'm sorry. Slide 50, please. What do you see here?
And that's the Macan's engine compartment, hood up, just photographing as it was.
And slide 51, please. What does that show?
That's some sort of defect to the lower, I guess, the lower bumper of the Macan, I guess, the front passenger side.
Now, just to be clear, during the course of your photographic documentation of the Porsche Macan on November 20th, 2018, did you identify any potential evidence? Did you seize any potential evidence?
In relation to the Macan, no.
Was there a more thorough search that ultimately wound up happening the next day?
Yes, there was.
Now, is there a point in time after you were done with the photographic documentation of the Macan that you re-entered the residence?
Yes.
And why was that?
Just to continue the documentation of the damage inside both the first and the second floors and search for any potential items of evidence.
And how did you enter the home that day?
I believe at that time through the garage, maybe.
Did you ultimately observe the front door and the foyer area and everything?
Yes.
Okay. Can I have slide 52? So what are we looking at?
So that's the front door outside looking into the house.
Okay, slide 53?
Obviously, I started there.
You were obviously in this area, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Can I have slide 54? What are we looking at there?
So that's in the, as soon as you go through that front door, there's a small foyer area immediately to your right would be like a living room. And that's in the farthest, I guess, the south west corner looking northeast.
Okay. And previously, when you were outside, or you were discussing the outside photos, you talked about French doors, correct?
Yes.
Can you see the French doors there?
Yes. So past the dining room, you'll see the dining room table and chairs, and then beyond that is the interior side of those French doors.
slide 55. Recognize that?
Yes, I do.
What's that?
So that's a photograph of me standing in the foyer, looking down into the, to step down into the living room area I was just discussing. There's an end table there with a lime green lighter and then a blue lighter on the floor. Line and 10.
I'm sorry, can I have slide 56?
What's you?
Do you recognize what's in that photo?
Yes.
What are we looking at?
So that's the two lighters I was just referring to. Items number 9 is the green, and then item number 10 is the blue.
We'll approach and show you what's been marked as S157 first. Identification. Do you recognize that?
Yes.
And what does that show?
So that's the lime green Bic lighter with my case number and evidence item number.
Okay. And S158, do you recognize that?
Yes.
Okay, what's that?
The blue Bic lighter.
Okay.
Again, case number and evidence number.
And S157, S158, are these the actual items that we saw in those photos?
Yes.
Slide 50. Sorry, sorry about that. I'm almost done. I have slide 57. Now, fair to say you continue documentation efforts of 27 Tilton.
That's correct. My responsibilities on a scene like this is not only to locate evidence, it's also just to document any damage or the extent of damage.
And in slide 57, do you see damage?
Yes.
Okay, and where is it?
It's going to be against the primarily fire damage straight ahead in that window. That window there directly above the basement window well. You'll also see sheetrock pulled down from the ceiling and on the exterior, on the walls. Yeah, the exterior wall to your right.
Slide 58, please. What are we looking at there?
That's closer to the window. There's a desk there. You will see through that window the rear yard.
Okay, and 59, please. Same
That's
photo closer up.
Same photo closer up. Now this is me panning up towards the ceiling. You'll see again the deck on the outside to your left, the trampoline, and then the neighbor's yard directly behind.
Now, slide 60, please. What do we see here?
Pretty much from the same spot, just turn now north towards the dining room.
Slide 61. What do we see here?
That's just the kitchen area, and that was located just beyond the dining room. Talking about doors before, that's just past the stove is the sliding glass door that leads from the kitchen to the back deck.
Okay. That would be the second, looking left to right of that photo before, that would be the middle entrance to the rear of the home.
It would be, yes. And then straight ahead, you'll see that white laundry basket. That's the mudroom area.
And then beyond the mudroom is what?
The garage.
Now, at some point in time, did you go upstairs?
Yes.
Okay, how did you go upstairs?
Above the basement stairwell is the stairwell to the second floor, so I use that.
Did you visually and otherwise document the rooms that you found upstairs?
Yes.
And what types of rooms were generally upstairs?
There were four bedrooms and 2 full baths.
I have slide 65. Showing getting upstairs, obviously.
Yes.
As you go up there, can you start left and tell us what you found?
Sure. At the top of the stairs, immediately to your left, is a bedroom that was identified as Mr. Caneiro's bedroom. Straight ahead was a bedroom for one of his adult daughters. I believe it was Marissa's. To the right of that is another daughter's bedroom. And then if you go down where that railing is a hallway backward. So you would be going now south. And to your left would be a full bath, and then you would enter the master suite area, which contains a full bathroom, walk-in closet, and bedroom.
So just quickly, slide 66. What do we see here?
That would be Mr. Caneiro's bedroom.
Was that the first bedroom to the left?
Yes.
Okay. And can I have slide 70, please? What is that?
That would be, I believe that was Marissa's bedroom.
Slide 71.
Caitlin's bedroom?
And this bedroom here, this is the third one we've looked at, correct?
At this particular point, it would be the third one.
And this one, the third one, is it on the front side of the house or the back side?
It's going to be at the the northeast corner, back side.
And then you said there was a bathroom next to this one?
Yes.
And then we went to the master area.
Yes.
Next slide, 72. You recognize that?
Yes.
Okay, what is it?
That would be the master bedroom area.
Okay. And slide 73. What do we see in that photo?
That would be the damage in the walk-in closet in that bedroom.
The walk-in closet, as it relates to the bedroom, is the walk-in closet on the back side of the house?
Yes, it would be. It would actually be on the south, the southeast corner, directly in line with the bedroom basement window well, that living room where we saw the picture of the window that's straight up.
Okay. Slide 74. Does that assist you in discussing the layout of the master?
Yes.
Okay. Could you just explain what we got there?
So on the right-hand side of the picture is the walk-in closet. Straight back, you'll see the two doors that are partially open, almost all the way open. You'll see a mirror to the left. To the left of that is an entrance to the master bath. And then continuing to the left is the hallway, entrance to the hallway.
Now, is there any damage to the ceiling in that photograph?
Yes.
And then slide 75. What do you see there?
That you can see sky. That would be a hole through the roof.
Is that in the area of the master bedroom?
Yes.
Just quickly, slide 76. What's that?
That would be the master bed.
Now, you talked about earlier how you gave the DVR to Captain or Detective Weisbrot at the time, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and ultimately, did you respond to Ocean Township Police Department?
Yes, I did.
And was there a point in time when you were at the Ocean Township Police Department that you learned something that was kind of significant to that investigation thus far?
Yes.
And what was that?
That the Colts Neck Police Department and Fire Department responded to 15 Willowbrook for a reported structure fire with at least one person deceased on the front lawn.
Now, during the course of your time at the Ocean Police Department, were you asked to photographically document anything?
Yes.
And what were you asked to take pictures of?
Specifically of Mr. Caneiro, his left hand. It was reported that he had an injury to it, so I was asked to photograph it.
Can I have slide 128? Sorry. You recognize that photo?
Yes.
What's the photo show?
Mr. Paul Caneiro
And where was that taken?
at the Ocean Township Police Department.
Can I show you slide 129? You recognize that?
Yes.
What's that show?
So that's a photograph of the back of Mr. Caneiro's right and left hands.
Can I have slide 130?
So this is a close-up photograph of Mr. Caneiro's right and left hands.
Slide 131. What's that?
That's focusing on Mr. Caneiro's left hand, the back side of it.
And slide 130. too, sorry. You recognize that?
Yes, part of documenting any potential injuries is doing somewhat of a physical exam, and then it was me photographing. This is what I observed to be bruising on his abdomen.
And slide 133. What's that?
Again, like a small abrasion to the back side of his left arm.
Slide 134.
That's just a close-up photograph of that abrasion.
Now, the next day, Wednesday,
I'm going to stop you here before we go into the next day. Can we turn the lights back on? You guys are thinking to yourself, we got a second break, but maybe we stayed almost 5 o'clock. Is that what you guys are thinking? Thought. Go ahead. Nobody? You're welcome. Yeah. So, we're done for today. I can't say if you were right or wrong on why I gave you the second break. I'm just going to leave it out there for you guys to think about and ponder this evening. But I hope you guys have a wonderful night. We'll be back here tomorrow morning, so 8 o'clock. We'll be on the record right at 8:30. We keep moving along. Thank you so much for being attentive today. Don't discuss this case. Don't do any research. And what we're going to do is when we bring you downstairs, Amore's just going to confirm with you. Just make sure we have all your phone numbers and everything, just in case there's an issue on Monday. Amore and my staff will be calling you directly, so we might as well just do that now so we don't forget. So we should today and tomorrow morning if we can do that. Thank you. So you guys have a good night. Be safe.